Hi everyone, welcome. Today we are tackling a common source of confusion in shell scripting, why you might not see a coproc error when you use read, especially when dealing with what some might call read duplicate scenarios. This can seem counterintuitive at first, but it makes perfect sense once you understand how coproc and read actually work together, or sometimes don't work together at all. Let's dive in and demystify this. 1. What is coproc? First, what exactly is coproc? Coproc is a powerful shell feature. It lets you run a command in the background. It also sets up a two-way communication channel. Your main script can send data to the coprocess's standard input. The coprocess can send data back to your script's standard output. The shell automatically assigns file descriptors for this communication. It gives you variables like coproc_PID, coproc_IN, and coproc_out. These let you interact with the background process directly. 2. How read works generally. Now, let's talk about the read command. The read command is fundamental. It reads a line of text. By default, read takes input from standard input, or file descriptor 0. You can also tell read to use a specific file descriptor. You do this with the U option. For example, read u3 my_variable reads from file descriptor 3. 3. Read and coproc interaction. This is where the magic, or lack thereof, happens. When you want to read from a coprocess, you explicitly tell read to do so. You use read u $coproc_out. This command tells read to listen on the file descriptor that coproc set up for its output. If coproc_out is not a valid file descriptor, or if the coprocess has already exited, then you might get a coproc-related error. This error usually indicates a problem with the coprocess communication channel itself. 4. Why no coproc error with read duplicate or other FDs? However, what if you are using readu but not with coproc_out? What if you are reading from a duplicated file descriptor? Or just a regular file descriptor you opened yourself, like exec3 my_file.txt? This is the key to understanding why you don't get a coproc error. When you use read u3 where 3 is not coproc_out, read simply tries to read from file descriptor 3. It doesn't care if a coprocess exists. It doesn't care if you think it should be related to a coprocess. Read is just doing its job. It reads from the specified file descriptor. If that file descriptor is valid and open, read will succeed. If it's closed or invalid, read will fail. But it will fail with a generic read error, not a coproc-specific one. The read duplicate idea often comes from scenarios where a file descriptor might be duplicated. For instance, you might use exec3 and 1 to duplicate standard output to file descriptor 3. Then you might try read u3. This read command is simply attempting to read from your standard output's duplicated file descriptor. It has no connection to coproc. Therefore, no coproc error will occur. It's crucial to remember that coproc errors are specific to issues with the coproc communication channels. If your read command isn't explicitly targeting one of those channels using coproc_out, then it won't produce a coproc error. It's just a regular read operation. So, the absence of a coproc error often means your read command is working exactly as intended, just not in the coproc context you might have assumed. Understanding this distinction is vital for writing robust shell scripts. It helps you debug and reason about your script's behavior more effectively. Thanks for watching this explanation. I hope it clarified why you don't always get a coproc error when using read. If you found this information helpful, please give this video a like. Also, consider subscribing for more shell scripting tips and tricks. We cover topics that help you become a better scripter. Your support helps us create more content like this. See you in the next video.